Here's the bottom line of verses 3 to 5. Because God is sovereign, we should entrust not just our family to Him, but our entire lives. Let's pray that we can see all our efforts and concerns from God's perspective, the one who both knows and controls all things from beginning to end. Before we close, I know that some of you are listening to me are saying, Pastor, you talk about two things. One is work and career. The other is family. And some of you are saying, I've already made a mess in one or both. My career is shot, or my business is shot, or my profession is shot, or my family is shot while my career and finances are okay, or some combination. I'd like you to remember this principle as we close. You can mourn what you've lost, or you can build on what you have left. You know, I learned that principle because I was reading recently the biography of Malala Yousafzai. Have you heard of Malala Yousafzai? She is the youngest ever Nobel Prize winner in history. In 2015, 15-year-old Malala Yousafzai won the Nobel Peace Prize for her advocacy for women's education. She grew up in Pakistan, Malala. And when the Taliban overran her town in Pakistan, they shut down the girls' school where her father was teaching, where she was studying. At 11 years old, Malala went on a nationwide and online advocacy for continuing the education of girls because the Taliban said women should just stay at home, not get educated. She fought them. Make the story short. They assassinated her in 2012. They shot her in the head. To survive, she was brought to England, where she miraculously recovered. She wasted no time. This brilliant girl wrote a book, I Am Malala. She wrote to the United Nations. She spoke there so that in 2015, at 15 years old, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her advocacy for women's education. One more thing about her life, and this is where I'm leading to. She went to Oxford and graduated this year. Whoever of you graduated this year, you have one thing in common. What is that? You did not march, didn't you? Neither did she. In June 2020, when she graduated, this brilliant girl graduated from Oxford, she said to her fellow classmates who did not march, and I quote, "Like all of you, I'm also missing my graduation ceremony." And she added, "The class of 2020 won't be defined by what we lost to this virus, but by how we responded to it." The wisdom of a young girl. The class of 2020 won't be defined by what we lost to this virus, but by how we responded to it. And this is where I learned this, which applies also to our message today. When it comes to your work or career, or when it comes to your family, you can mourn what you've lost, or you can build on what you have left. Whether it's your family that you think is in shambles because you didn't do it right, or it's your work, or it's your career, or your relationships, friends, you can build all over again. You can live a meaningful life. Let's close with this. Let me reiterate the bottom line. The labor of those who believe it all depends on them is in vain. Work and family are ventures of faith, not of anxiety or arrogance. Because God is superior to all other sources of trust, we dare not plan and do anything without turning to Him first in our hearts through prayer. And then we work with passion and excellence with His blessings and guidance. And I reiterate my appeal. If you're a GCFer and a Christian, I hope you are noted in the workplace as the most diligent, hardest workers. I hope you're noted in your business, your industry, as the most honest and successful. I hope you're noted in your profession as the best lawyers or doctors or engineers, precisely because your labor is not in vain, precisely because the basis of your trust is God alone. Because God is sovereign over all of life, we learn to balance trust and effort in a way that pleases Him and blesses us. As we do, we discover that this is God's loving way of giving us rest in the stresses of life, and the only way to live life with meaning. This psalm has been very personal to me. I'm somebody who doesn't really know how to rest. And so I'll be applying this in the next few weeks. Beloved, I pray that you and I as believers will learn to live meaningful lives.